Okay, so chapter 27, last one. So I think that reading through this chapter was actually like pretty insightful and helpful, seeing as I'm about to be a communications graduate seeking an entry-level position. It's pretty stressful to think about, and when it's laid out and you get to read like these two polar opposite stories about how things turned out for two graduates of Ithaca College, it really puts things into perspective in a little more like relatable way. Basically, there was this type A, super organized girl, Emily Parnell, who was top of her class, great GPA, leadership skills, etc., that sought after a part-time job. So she looked and went to meetings for months, but was never followed up with an interview until one day she landed a sales position in Boston. She wasn't like super happy with it, but she kind of jumped at it because it was her first solid job offer, so she accepted it. Days in, she started second guessing her decision when she received a call from a company with a verbal offer, and it was an offer she knew she really wanted and that she would be happier with. She had already accepted her first job offer, and she knew that backing out of that would look really bad. However, she spoke honestly and openly with her first officer, the offer, like the supervisor there, and like no harsh feelings were let out like whatsoever whenever she decided to happily accept the second position and move on from that first job. Okay, so the second story of that was Josh Murray. He handled like his very similar situation much differently. He was complete opposite of Emily. He was super chill and patient, and he wasn't pressured to find a job at first. But the first offer that like came by him, because it had been so long since he graduated, he took it. He also just like wasn't very satisfied with his position, and it ended up that another offer, a better offer, came up pretty quick. But the way that he handled taking that second job offer over the first one was a lot different than how Emily did. He told his supervisor one morning about another job offer that wanted him like ASAP, and that it was like a really competitive salary, and that that's what he wanted instead. And his supervisor ended up letting him go that day. I think he definitely burned some bridges there, and it's not going to be like looking great for future references. So I think that Emily obviously handled her situation more professionally, and things ended up working out really well for her. And I'd like to think that's how I would have handled myself if I were in that particular situation. I definitely wouldn't want to burn any bridges that would like potentially be beneficial to me in the future. And I certainly like wouldn't have wanted a company to look down on me or think lesser of me and regret their decision for hiring me because I wasn't open and honest with them from the start.